Welcome, everybody, to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. We're here at the Show Low pitch, featuring two ranked teams at the top of the 3A East region. Two teams that are undefeated going into tonight's game. Big game here tonight at Snowflake Lobos versus the Show Low Cougars. Here for the key 3A East region match, and Snowflake's going to receive the kick, and they'll have possession. Looking to get inside to the Cougars. Cougars are 8-1 overall. 2-0 in the 3A East region. Snowflake 4-2 and 2-0 in the region play. Here's a turnover at midfield. Cougars gain possession. Looking to move it forward are the Cougars. Right now it's being controlled. Down the side. Yes. And I've got my broadcast partner, my color analyst, even though he's colorblind, Carter Anderson.
Well, thank you. Good to see you on a beautiful evening. Man, it does not get any better for sports, for soccer, than this type of weather, up on the mountain, no wind, perfect temperatures, and two great teams. Pretty interesting. I noticed already that Snowflake has dropped off and into a three-man defense, and they'll drop into a sweeper situation. So be interesting to see if Show Low Cougars puts a couple strikers up on either side of that sweeper and attacks deep and aggressive. Classically, Snowflake has been more the speed and direct soccer, aggressive. Show Low's been a lot more of a ticky-tacky, short pass, ball control, indirect type soccer. Clash of styles.
Clash of styles, and they're both rivals. And we have our first little penalty against the Cougars. Free kick for the Lobos. That's number 10. Jordan Hall, captain. He's going to send it in. It's going to be headed back out. Still possessed by the Lobos. Sent in. Here's an opportunity for the Lobos. Hall trying to head it to the outside, where it will be a throw-in for the Lobos. Again, getting it to the corner. That's going to be a corner kick.
Well, Snowflake's been really aggressive. They're pushing lots of midfielders up. This is probably more aggressive than I typically seen them in the past.
So this will be Hall with the corner. Calls out the play. Here's a shot. Inside, and little scrum, but the keeper, Xavier Sherman for the Show Low Cougars, comes up with it. Sends it deep.
Big leg. Wow.
Sends it deep. Controlled by the Lobos, but they are being pestered by the Cougars.
That ball was hammered for no win tonight.
It could be an advantage for the Cougars. We'll have to see how that goes as the game plays on. Cougars trying to send it deep. Fight for possession. Lobo's going to kick it out. Sent it back in.
Yeah, we taught our players over and over again, let's not try to pass straight forward into the same lane because it almost never works. Sure enough.
Sure enough. And he'll be out of bounds. Snowflake throw in. Well, see, we have about 4 minutes played in this first half, and right now the Lobos are the aggressor. They're the ones that are taking it to the Cougars on their side of the ball. There's a long pass kicked away by the Lobos.
Show Low's pass connection. I'd hate to see the percentage right now.
Probably about as good as Floyd Simmons' softball batting average. And if you've ever heard of the Mendoza line, it's even less than that. Here's a throw in by the Lobos into the box. An opportunity here for the Lobos, trying to go to the middle. That was Hall, just past Hall, back out by the Cougars. They're going to try to take it up the sideline here. And they're able to get by. Or are they calling it? Nope, they're calling it back.
Bounds?
Yeah, they're calling it back. Lobo ball.
Well, you just got back from North Carolina.
We did. We just moved our son over there, and quite the crazy trip. I'll expand a little later, but here's the Lobos again on attack. Pass forward by Hall. Here's a shot right to the goalkeeper. That
Coach's
was Seth Lancaster right there with a shot.
Right at the keeper.
It was right at the keeper, and I thought
Heartbreaker.
he had another Lobo on the wing if he would have decided to kind of pass across the box, but he decided to take the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our first shot on goal. That's by the Lobos. Again, the Lobos have dominated time of possession inside Cougar territory. We're going to have a goal kick. For the Cougars. That's Xavier Sherman. See what he's got. He had the goal kick earlier that he was able to send to the midfield line. Here it's possessed by the Cougars. They're going to send it down. Out to the outside. Here's an opportunity for the Cougars. See if they can control it. They're going to kick it back, and
they're playing very cautious. They got 4 on that back line. They're kind of sandwiching the single striker, so that takes players out of the midfield. I'm a little surprised at that.
That's Alexis Carino for the Cougars. It's been putting the pressure on down the line, and he's going to receive the inbound pass. And not quite get it back, so the Lobos get possession. They're going to send it down the line. Here's the Cougars' defense. He's going to get it out. Throw in Snowflake. And the Cougars are playing, I'm not sure if it's a 3 with a sweeper or if it's just a 4 defensively.
Yeah, I think they're playing a 4-man defense, but they're playing, like I said, a stopper-sweeper situation. So basically they got one a little forward and one a little back. Which, again, just takes one player out of the midfield or 2 players out of the midfield, depending upon how aggressive you normally are.
I think right now a little bit both teams trying to feel each other out. Here's a little breakaway for the Cougars. Get it to the middle. No one's there, unfortunately, for the Cougars.
Just not connecting.
Here's the Lobos with control. Hall, he's got a little opening down, and he could go in the middle if he wants to. He does, but it's knocked away, but controlled again by the Lobos. Here's a little attack. It's in the box, a little scrum, and it's going to come back out. Cougars get it out. One of those things, that's Chase Ballard that brought it in and had that opportunity. I would have liked to have seen, I don't know what kind of leg he's got, but he had an opening before he kind of put that ball in about 4 black shirts. I would have liked to see him shot. Cougars come away with it. Tried to get it down the line, but it's going to be out of bounds.
Seems like Show Low's kind of settled back into park the bus mentality. They are being very cautious. I wonder if they're afraid of something.
Well, you know what happens when you sit back and aren't the aggressor.
Right.
It can not work well for you. And right now, I mean, they're very fortunate that only one shot's been taken by the Lobos. But the time of possession has been Lobos in their area, in their side of the pitch. See, we've gone about 10 minutes here in the first half. Here's the throw in. Out there, could be trouble. Not sure. Everybody's trying to get it away. Cougar defense finally able to. They could get it out. It's going to be controlled and then try to get it down the line. But, again, good defense by the Lobos. Nice hustle right there by the Lobos. Who is that? That's number 1 right there. Ashton Nichols right there doing a great job of controlling the ball and out-hustling the Cougars.
I like the refs are letting them play.
Here's a shot. There's a nice save right there. But that's the shot. That's a shot that you want. Shot on goal. You always got to look for – you always have to look for, the rebound. Or, hey, if the goalkeeper does not keep it or he does not able to control it, that's an opportunity. So, like you said, that was a nice shot by Hall. Take it out. Throw in. Controlled by the Lobos. Just a little kick in the middle. That's a little missed kick. But on the rebounds, kind of comes back to the Lobos. They're going to go on the attack again. They're going to push it to the middle of the field. They've got somebody. If they can control it, and they do, right there.
I was going to say,
he's got someone on
the look behind him.
Right, he's got right there, wide open. Left a shot.
Wow.
Nice save by the goal. That was number 12, Corwin Larson, that was able to pass it off to Seth Lancaster. Lancaster with a left-footed shot. But the goalkeeper, Xavier Sherman, with a great save.
He was salivating. He was waiting forever for that ball.
Well, he had it. Yeah, he had an open net. I mean, or not an open net, but he didn't have any defenders around.
Right.
And he was able to put it on. Just a nice save by the goalkeeper. Here's an opportunity for the Cougars. Now they're going to make a little run. Try to get inside. Pass the defender. He does. Loses footing, but they've got an opportunity. Here's a shot, and it's going to go over. That was a nice job by that was Kyson Kulish right there, pushing the ball, getting an opportunity, providing that pass to his teammate Jose Chavez.
Kyson's played club soccer since he was very little. I don't know, 4th grade, 3rd grade, something to that effect. His sister's up playing college right now, in fact.
Well, since you brought up the sister, I was going to ask you, I'm sure he probably gets asked this a lot. Who's the better sibling?
Ooh, I don't think we dare go there.
Here's a deep pass, controlled by the Cougars. Fight for it. Now the Lobos come away with it. That's Lancaster.
Well controlled.
He's going to send it to the middle to Hall. Hall's got it. He's looking. He's going to take a shot in there. And there's the goalie with the rebound and the save. That's what we're talking about. Got to send it in and then have somebody for the crash for the rebound.
That's what, the 3rd or 4th save he's made on his belly. That's a good sign for Snowflake.
That's the 4th shot by the Lobos here tonight compared to the 1 shot by the Cougars. And we like to thank Cell One here tonight, Byron Clark, for being able to allow us to broadcast here tonight.
Yep.
For Sports Zone Radio to do the game of the week. That was very he was able to come in and help boost our signal. That's Cell One. And Byron Clark, we much appreciate it for allowing 100%. Us to call this game of the week between this 3A East key matchup between the Snowflake Lobos and the Show Low Cougars.
And for our grandparents up in the Midwest, East, there is not one mosquito.
Well, not only is there not one mosquito, there's not one piece of snow falling, right. Nor is there high of 30 degrees at the moment.
Could not be better.
And here's opportunity for Hall. He's going to try to shoot it over the defense, but not quite.
It's a nice little chip pass.
Yeah. But it will be sent out by the Cougar defense. Here's a steal by the Cougars. They're going to send it, see if they can't get him out front. they've got an opportunity, but the defense collapses, and somehow he still is able to get a shot. Not on goal, but he's able to get a shot after a 1-on-3 situation.
I was entertained by the fact the referee was still at half field.
That was
they're out of the valley. I wonder if the cardio's a little weak.
That's James Dietering right there that had that opportunity, little breakaway. Nice job by the defense, but still allowed him to get an opportunity to put a little foot on the ball.
Pretty nice crowd.
Very nice crowd. In the White Mountains, they always support their teams, whether it is boys or girls. When we just were here a few weeks ago with the girls Show Low game. Here's a shot, and that was a nice job again by Coolish right there, but just a little high and wide.
Well, that's a bad virus that's been ran around Show Low for about the last decade of shooting over the top of goals. So.
I wonder if Coolish plays golf, because that would be a great short game right there. You get your foot underneath the ball, probably get that height, maybe get a little spin on it.
He could probably teach me a thing or two, because I'd like to tell you I shot a 59 today, but I shot a 95.
Lobos with control. That's Hall up the middle. Gets it stolen.
And I told you that was net, right?
Net.
Net. Yeah, it was a 120 otherwise.
Here's a free kick for the Lobos.
But I still would have beaten Floyd. So
that's it.
That's all that counts.
That's right. Here's the free kick. Going to send it, try to go to the wide side of the field. They are controlling the Lobos. Trying to get around, and he does. Gets it to the middle. Center up. You got too much ball movement right now. It's like in basketball. Quit the dribbling. Shoot the ball.
Right
there. It's like just
get rid of it.
Get rid of it. You got room.
There's times to build and there's times to panic.
That's right.
That might have been a time to panic.
That was Jacob Caskey that was in there that had the ball, but could not just pull the trigger.
I don't know where he was going with that pass. He must have had an idea.
He's just sending it deep.
Oh.
And here's the goal kick.
Again, strong
He's going to go
leg.
deep.
These are stronger legs than I've seen in a while.
Let it play right there. Yeah. Maybe not.
You can get such a quick change in field possession.
So where was they called the free kick for the Cougars? I'm trying to figure out what the call was, because it looked like it was the Cougar defender that kind of pushed off.
Well, those little things that happen. Sometimes shirts are grabbed and we can't see from this direction, etc. So
it would be the Cougar free kick. He's going to send it down. Try to kick it toward the box, see if they can outrun him, but not enough room. Not enough room for the Cougars. That'll be a goal kick. And in case anyone's wondering about the baseball playoffs, there is Game 3 between the Mets and the Brewers, and the Brewers are ahead 2-0. 2-0 at the end of 7.
Well, and I just got an update from Blue Ridge Show Low girls game. Girls for the Show Low Cougars are up 1-0.
1-0.
Just started also there.
Here's a shot. Nice little shot by the Cougars on the outside.
That's a big conference game, too.
That is. Yeah. But the goalie comes out, makes the save. That's Sebastian Lopez, who's the goalie. And then proceeds to, I believe, kick it out of bounds.
Well, I believe both these teams are relatively young. They both graduated a lot of seniors last year. They reloaded with some upperclassmen, but not quite as experienced as previous teams. They were just so loaded, both these teams were last year.
Here's a big throw in, and keeper's going to come out, grab it before anyone for the Cougars could get to it.
Snowflake seems to have lost a little of their mojo going forward. It seems like it's been their side a little more.
Yeah, it seems like the Cougars have picked it up a little bit offensively, but here's a send by Hall, but it's taken away by the Cougars, and nice slide right there to get the possession. Gets it to the middle, off the Snowflake Lobo, and it's nuts, just wide of the net. Wide of the net right there. It was off of
I think a defender kicked
Larson right there. Larson. And then we'll see.
Might have been Kai.
I thought Larson had a shot, but nope, you're right. It either was the Cougar defender that knocked it away or went off a Cougar, because it's going to be a corner kick for the Lobos. Mass substitution. Lobos going to try it up, kick it up. It's punched out by the goalie, but sent back in. So there's a scrum in front of the goalie. Who's got it?
Who took a dive.
And the Cougar defense able to get it out.
Yeah, we taught that too. Go down softly. Maybe you get lucky. You never know.
Nah, you
true. It's a true
that.
Story.
Here's the throw in.
We like to say, let's make the referee's job easier.
Goal kick right here, and he's going to send it out of bounds. It's like when goalies do that and they have the free kick and they send it out of bounds. It's like in it's like in American football, not football, where the kicker on the kickoff kicks it out of bounds, and then so instead of like kicking it out of the end zone and getting it at the 25, you kick it out of bounds and the other team gets it like at 35.
Right.
It drives coaches crazy.
Insane, right?
Because that's 10 extra yards. And here it's just a possession. It's like you kick it where you might have an opportunity to get it, but if you kick it out of bounds, you're just giving the ball over.
Right. And especially when your passing percentage is probably sitting in the 30 or 40%.
Here's the Lobos again, putting the pressure on, squeezing the player out. I tell you what, if he would have got back up, he would have had a free rein on that ball.
You can tell they're Valley referees. They're letting them play. And that's probably pretty appropriate.
Yeah, as long as you are able to control it. And so far they have.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't gotten out of hand.
Tempers flared. Yep.
Right. So we're looking at a corner kick by the Lobos. That's Ryder Hall, who's going to deliver a low liner, and that's going to be kicked out.
Way out. That might be out by the horses.
Well, they might be kicking it back.
Right. You know, how many fields can you come to and you walk across the back practice fields and you see elk track?
Right.
That was pretty cool.
Probably only
Not many.
Montana and Idaho.
We had deer track on the golf course today.
There you go.
That was pretty cool.
Lobos on the corner kick. It got sent back out.
Good,
but they are controlling it.
Well passed. Just didn't connect.
Sent deep for the Cougars. Tried to get it past, but unable to. Lobos send it to the middle. Just a hair late on that. Cougars got it. They're going to try to send it. Head it. Bounce around.
Ooh, that would have been a high kick. Got by
Who's
with one there.
Going to get it? It's over.
Well,
and he's going to pop
offsides.
up. Yes, that is going to be offsides, but it's a shot wide.
Yep, they called it.
Yep.
A little delayed, but he called it. Maybe he heard you.
Well, excitement, though. Almost a breakaway for the Cougars.
Right.
That's the problem when players go up and they try to head or they just kind of go too far or too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then they head and it doesn't go where they want it to. And next thing you know, there's about 3 or 4 players trying to gain control. And when that happens, who knows what's going to happen. And right there, the Cougars just about had a breakaway, just a hair outside, called for offsides.
Yeah, they've been playing a sweeper, Snowflake has. And in doing so, typically, that looked like an illegal throw. That back foot came off. They let them play.
Throw in again, trying to send it to the cross. Nobody's there. Cougars going to send it out.
Again, your nemesis. That turnover.
Turnovers. Substitution. In case anyone's curious, in college and then in the pros, the substitution's a lot different than in high school. High school, you can have mass substitution, and both sides can do it. Doesn't matter. It's just a stoppage of play. Whereas as you get into the colleges and into the pros you can only do so many. But I think in college, you could do as many as you want, but I think it's on your possession.
Right.
But here in high school level, as long as there's a stoppage in play, both sides are able to substitute. And here's a steal by the Lobos. He's got man in the middle. He shoots. Goal! Goal!
How about that? Left-footed, it looked like.
Chase Ballard right there steals it from the Cougar defense and is able to outrun everybody. And the goalkeeper, unfortunately, it was a 2 versus goalie right there because next also on the other side was Seth Lancaster. And so Chase had his choice, and he said, you know what, I'm scoring.
Right. Can't argue with that.
So with 14-10 in the first half, the Snowflake Lobos go up 1-0.
That looked like a complete breakdown. When you got two guys that are completely open, your defense has been too aggressive. Instead of playing control, they usually it's an indication somebody stepped up and got passed behind.
Well, I think a little bit part of it was they thought they had possession, and then but Ballard was able to split the two defenders and steal it away, and that just created a 2 versus goalie situation.
So hopefully they'll be able to queue up the replay for us.
Here's another opportunity.
Double roll.
Double roll. I think they're calling it a goal kick. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know he's looking for, but I think he kind of enhanced it a little bit.
Enhanced is such a wonderful term. You're going to make a great soccer coach one day.
Here's the Lobos again at midfield. And again, they are up 1-0 over the Cougars, and really they have outplayed the Cougars in this first half. The score reflects how the game has been played here so far.
It could easily be 2-0.
Yeah, if not for Xavier, the goalkeeper, making some great saves early on, it definitely could be 2. And here's a little steal.
Yep.
Just couldn't quite keep hold of it.
He was getting bumped from behind, no doubt, but he maintained possession.
But here's the deal. I was going to say, exactly, he maintained possession. To me, if I'm maintaining possession, don't slow me down and call the foul, because I've got momentum.
Right.
Okay. Don't take it away from me. I think this is this the goal right here? Here's the throw in, and you can see here's the Show Low defender, and he just doesn't control it.
He tried to lay it off.
Yeah, and he outran everybody for the great
was
goal.
Left-footed too. Yeah,
yes,
wonderful.
So here's the Lobos. Again, kicking it down to the sideline. They're going to pass it to the front. Oh, didn't quite get it to where he wanted it. That'll be a goal kick. What I like is that after the first goal, sometimes teams tend to fall back a little bit. They don't want the other team. But the Lobos are remaining to be aggressive.
It's so early, and the best offense or best defense, as they say, is a good offense. Keep it up.
Absolutely, but you've seen teams.
Oh, 100%.
When they get that one goal, and it's like all of a sudden they sit back and they try to take it out, and put people back. But I agree. I think you've got to be aggressive.
Yeah, they're still playing a 3-man defense. That means they got an extra guy at midfield, and, boy, they are just owning possession.
Well, what's going to be interesting is to see the adjustments at halftime by the Show Low coaching staff to see what they can do because, again, the Lobos have been the aggressor for the majority of this first half. Here's opportunity for the Cougars. But look how quickly the Lobos are able to get back, but there's going to be a penalty on the Lobos, so that's going to be a free kick just outside the box. This is an opportunity for a shot on goal.
When we came into this game, I kind of figured it was going to be very close because you looked at who each team had competed against and what the scores were. It matched up real well.
And speaking of, he's going to kick it from the right side, but did you see Messi's goal last night with his left foot from about this angle?
Unfortunately, I was working last night.
And here's the shot, and it's just going to be over.
No, what happened then?
Messi had basically like that same shot, maybe a little hair over, and the wall, and the guy just saw it because of the replay in the morning, and he kicked it with his left foot, and the ball literally was probably about 12 feet outside the far post, and he curled it right inside.
He's a stud. But in all fairness, he is left-footed.
Right. But still, it's like,
left.
What do you do? What do you do? And here's the Lobos again. Look at Hall. He takes it.
Speed.
He's going off. Here's an opportunity, but not quite. Just out of control.
I'll tell you what.
A little out of control right there.
He's got the right number on his back.
Yep. Here's the Cougars. See if they can mount a counter strike. And they cannot. They lose it over.
For our grandparents out there, 10 is kind of that desired number that everybody wants. It's kind of a historic thing going back to Pele, I believe, isn't it?
Yes.
And so we're talking 1970s. That your kind of premier player gets that number, and boy, Hall has lived up to it tonight.
Yes, he has. He's been very aggressive, very controlling, setting up his teammates. Here's the Lobos again, going to go off on the attack from the outside. They're going to push it up. See if he can't have an opportunity to send it to the middle. Oh, he just loses control. Oh, they're going to say that's a corner kick. Nice job by Lancaster to create that opportunity for the Lobos. He's going to send it in. It's going to be sent back out. So what's your preference on the corner kicks, the style?
It depended upon the particular team that I had that given year, whether I liked them up in the air or whether I liked them down low or we tried to play something tricky. It all comes down to height. It comes down to aggressiveness. Sometimes you have more passive teams, sometimes much more animalistic teams. So every year was a little different.
As long as I've got the right person with the leg, I like the kind of like the more of the mid-level height into the middle, but back into the box.
We had enough leg, particularly on the girls' side, a couple times that we just had them curl in and try to score.
Mm-hmm.
Let it bounce around.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like
right.
Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of teams either try to kick it right at the goal, and the goalie can make that save right off the bat, or they do a low line drive where it gets knocked out with somebody's leg. But it seems like if you like where they're standing right now at the box, if you can kind of send a good line drive about right there, that's where it creates where everybody kind of crowds around and that ball kind of ping-pongs around.
We experimented one year where we shot everything, kind of tried to keep it at the waist or lower and just let it bounce around, and it was relatively effective. I think it was a year or two after you stopped coaching with me.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, because it ping-pongs and the goalie can't get to it.
Right.
And if they make a move in trying to get to it and it pings away from them, open net.
Yep.
And I think I just like that. I mean, obviously, once you get more into college, into the pros, because you're going to have a guy that's like 6'5", and you just go, hey.
Right. We don't have a lot of that down here.
Right. So you can't just say, hey, I'm going to send it and have so-and-so head it.
Right.
But I always thought you kind of try the ping pong aspect of it. Here's a nice takeaway. And he can't quite send it. See what happens here, and the Lobos will take control.
One thing I do notice about Show Low is they've been very well coached in shielding, or for those of you who follow basketball, equivalent to boxing out. And it's basically putting your backside into the front side of another player and pushing it backwards. And Show Low's done a nice job of peeling some players off the ball.
Lobos looking for another opportunity. Here's one. Looks like they've got an opportunity down the side. Can't quite get it to the middle. That's going to be a corner kick, though, for the Lobos. We have 4.5 minutes left in this first half.
We got an update from Blue Ridge. Show Low girls are up for Show Low 2-1. Looks like Mila Hewitt scored and Raquel Wilson scored. Of basketball fame.
Well, Mila Hewitt had a big game when we broadcast a couple. Here's a shot.
Oh.
Just wide. Wide.
Nearly a backbreaker right before halftime.
But Mila Hewitt had a big game when we broadcast
did she ever,
that.
huh?
Had the old hat trick. Here's the shot again. Look at that.
Boy.
Just missing the upper corner. And if you're a goalie, you're not saving that. And that's Isaac Oakes that took that shot.
And there's shots that go over the post you're just going to hang your head on, but that was a darn good shot.
Yeah.
Just missed. Trying a little 1-2 up the sideline. Spin. Nice.
Yep, send it up. There we go. Cougars race for it right now, and the defender's able to knock it away.
Nice little slide tackle.
Still keep it in bounds.
Funny, there's coaches that really encourage slide tackling, and then there's others that want you up. They don't want. You can't do a lot when you're on the ground.
Well, I think part of it also is if you don't know how to do it correctly, because I noticed certain individuals if they try to slide tackle, it's one of the yellow card, automatic because they don't know how to do it.
Right.
They're too aggressive.
Yep.
And here's the ball out front that's going to be knocked away.
Hopefully we can get a replay on that flip throw in. That was pretty fun to watch. Got some good distance on it, too.
It was too high, though.
Yeah.
Too high.
You tried it?
Have I tried that? No,
Yeah.
I'm too old to do that.
Oh.
Too old to try it.
It's not easy.
No, I know it's not.
Yeah, it's
just even flipping in and of itself. What are you talking about?
I'm disappointed to hear that you didn't try.
No.
Wow.
I knew better.
Okay.
I figured I'd save all my injuries till I was older instead of when I was younger.
How is that knee?
Yeah, exactly. Here's the Cougars turning the ball over. Still at midfield. Is it going to get to the outside? Yep, but it's going to be turned around by the Cougars. Got 2 minutes left in the first half. Snowflake 1, Show Low Cougars 0 in this key 3A East region battle.
Hall's not just speed and strength. He's got some ball control. It's been fun to watch him. They do have a whistle.
Well, they've called it a couple times. Here's a sent free kick, but the Cougars are able to defend.
Yeah, I think both teams are just playing pretty clean.
I mean, there's been a few, but I haven't seen any major.
No, it's actually been
pretty. That was almost
a handball.
Almost a handball.
That'd have been a devastating spot with 1 minute 6 seconds left.
Yes,
in the
it
half.
would have. Cougars to see if they can do anything in this last minute of play here in the first half. It's going to be a Lobo throw in. Sent out.
I tried a little body flick.
Yep.
Not easy to do when you have a sweeper back there 10 yards. They're going to capture everything. The only real good attack against that I've ever came up with or I've ever watched is simply putting a striker on either side of that person instead of running 3 up top.
Right.
So typically then I would run a 3-2-3-2 for the grandparents back there. It just basically means 3 on defense, 2 on a defensive mid, 3 on attacking mid, and 2 strikers.
Well, here's Hall trying to get down. It's going to be a Lobo throw-in. We got 2 seconds. We got the end of the half here. And that is the end of the first half of this Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week contest between the Snowflake Lobos and the Show Low Cougars on the Show Low Cougar pitch at halftime. Your score is Snowflake 1, Show Low 0. This is the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Cell One. We got to thank Cell One and Byron Clark.
Absolutely.
For allowing us to be able to broadcast here tonight. And you're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week.
Looking for a truck that's luxurious on the inside and built to conquer the toughest terrain? Check out the 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 at Hatch Toyota in Show Low. The Tacoma SR5 is more than just an off-road machine. Inside, you'll find a spacious, high-tech cabin with premium materials, a sleek touchscreen display, and advanced safety features to keep you comfortable and connected no matter where your adventure takes you. With legendary off-roading capabilities, the Tacoma SR5 is designed to tackle the most rugged trails with ease. And right now, you can drive one away for as little as $349 a month. Got a trade-in? Hatch Toyota is offering a guaranteed minimum of $2,500 for your trade-in, running or not. Imagine what they can offer you for a trade-in in great condition. Hatch Toyota, and online at hatchtoyota.com. Your Cash for Clunkers headquarters in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall. Unapproved Christmas tax license and $5.99 documentation fees, plus $210 fees. Lease for 36 months with $2,599 to signing. Must have a clean title. Cannot be combined with other offers.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Hey, Lifeline phone users, important news flash. If you don't use your phone regularly, it could get deactivated. Remember, use it, don't lose it. Call, text, or go online weekly to keep your free benefit active. Cellular One is here to keep you connected with our free Lifeline phone program, offering unlimited talk and text nationwide, plus 5 gigabytes of high-speed data. Stay connected with the largest, most reliable network on the Navajo Nation. Visit your nearest Cellular One store or mycellularone.com for details.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
The gridiron is where teams come to battle and dominate. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders is that all-star teammate you need to dominate your project. They deliver all things dirt, from gravel, cinders, topsoil mulch, concrete materials, and more. Want to score big? Use the one that will get you that win. Perkins Cinders is helping you get a load of this.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has the kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
This could be your best vacation ever. Start with 2 nights at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Then add 2 premium tickets to see Mr. Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace the first night you're there. And if that's not enough, let's add 2 tickets to the National Finals Rodeo the very next night. What? When you choose Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint to replace your insured windshield, everyone gets steak dinner for 2 at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets. And right now, everyone, cash or insurance, gets their name put in the hat to win a vacation they will never forget. 2 front section tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. And 2 tickets the next night to see the National Finals Rodeo. If you have a broken windshield, you know the jingle.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cash Back to you. Woohoo!
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
And welcome back to the Show Low Cougar pitch. We're at halftime of the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week featuring key 3A East region matchup between the Show Low Cougars and the Snowflake Lobos. And here in the first half, the Lobos were able to strike and get the 1-0 lead at halftime. This is Byron Brown, B Square, along with my colorblind analyst, Carter Anderson. I'm kidding.
I'm crying a little bit inside when you do that. Been a good game.
And Carter?
Yeah.
Right from the get-go, it has been the Lobos dominating the first half.
100%. I got to think that there's going to be some strong adjustments to be done here at halftime.
The Cougars of Show Low are very fortunate that it is only 1-0. Their goalkeeper, Xavier Sherman, early on came up with 3 really good saves.
Outstanding.
The one save, the first shot was right at him.
Right.
But after that, he had
Next
to move.
3. Oh.
And there's nothing he could do on the shot
Right.
that scored. That was the Lobos on a great one-man gang right there by Chase Ballard, who was able to get the throw in, take it off the Cougar defender.
Looked like it was being laid off. Right.
Split 3 defenders, and he also had the opportunity, if so need be, if the goalie went toward his teammate, Seth Lancaster, but the goalie he had nowhere to go. It was
right.
a 2v1.
Right. And then you had the goal that just missed in the corner.
Yes, on the outside.
This could easily be a 3-0 game.
And you look at you look at the shots. The shots for the Lobos have outshot the Show Low Cougars 7-3, but with a majority of those 7 on goal for the Lobos. Show Lows had 3, but I think at least 2 of them were over the crossbar.
Yeah.
Way high.
Right. I would have a tough time even to call shots on goal when they go that high. They're not even.
Right now, I'm not saying, I know we're not going to get into the technical.
Right.
We're just going to call it shots or shots on goal.
Right.
Just keep it nice and simple. But, there's a great save. One of the saves by the Cougar goalie right there on Jordan Hall, who has been tenacious here tonight for the Lobos. And again, they have been the aggressor. And typically when you're the aggressor, you're going to come out, I'm not going to say on top, but you're going to have the better stats, and that's right now. That's why they're ahead 1-0.
I'm still having to look up the word tenacious, Coach.
Well, I can spell it for you, too,
right.
if you wanted to. But it will be interesting to see what adjustments the Cougars make in the second half because the Lobos, again, 40 minutes first half. I would say the Lobos dominated 30 minutes of that 40.
Absolutely. They owned midfield. Cougars, when they got a hold of it, they basically were in panic mode and kicking the ball out. There was not a lot of structure. There was not a lot of what we call building up from the back and just doing these nice, simple passes that Show Low is well known for. And, Snowflake is deservedly out in front, 1-0. It'd be fun to see either one of these teams come back and play Chino later in the season.
And I believe Chino Valley is the number 1 ranked
They are, yeah.
boys soccer team. And quite honestly, I have not looked up to see who's ranked first in the girls because they have split. The Show Low girls and the Northland Prep girls have split in the regular season, so I'm kind of curious to see who's number 1.
The last I looked up, it was a couple days ago, and Northland Prep, Show Low was up, and Northland Prep beat somebody, and they went up by like 0.1, as I recall. And now Show Low girls are up 2-1 at halftime over in Blue Ridge, and a win at Blue Ridge should move them back into first place, is my guess. We'll see.
There we go. And
here we go.
And just as we get ready for the second half, just so we have an update on the Major League Baseball playoffs, the Brewers were up 2-0 going into the 9th inning.
Mm-hmm.
1 out, first and third for the Mets. And I'll just say that before the game, I was listening to one of the baseball shows a few hours before the game, and they were saying how Pete Alonso has not had any moments as a Met in his free agent year that are memorable until now.
Boy.
Until the 9th inning does he come through for the Mets with a 3-run shot. So the Mets now on top 3-2.
That might have been $1 million home run.
Yeah, it could have been a couple $1 million. So the Mets are on top. Brewers will have last at bats. So we'll see what happens.
Good patient work here by Snowflake. Defenders aren't panicking. They're just trying to make their passes and connect.
And here's
what happens.
Pass down the line. Tries to get it
that's good build.
to the middle.
It's very good build.
One of the things that I notice at this level is that you kind of hit on a little bit of the patience, is like they don't take that one extra, like they try to get rid of it right off the bat. And it's like all you got to do is control it once, and then you can start to build. And here's the Lobos again on the attack. Here's a little shot inside cross, knocked away by the Cougar defender. Is it going to be far enough to go out of bounds? Yes, it'll be a Lobo throw-in. And that's number 2, Till Hatch, that was able to build from the outside and get it in. The turnover. Cougars will throw it. Lobos control just inside midfield. They're looking at attack. Here's a send-in right there.
Nice pass.
We've got somebody, and there's a little mix-up. And it looks like the defender kicks it out just before the goalie was going to grab it, before Xavier of the Cougars. It'll be a corner kick for the Lobos.
That would be a cell 1 corner kick, Byron Brown.
There we go. And that was a nice job by Ryder Hall to send it and lead his teammate into the box.
Snowflake's well coached. That ball, how many players would have kicked that ball from 35 yards out over the top of the goal? He put that thing low and hard. He's been well disciplined.
Here's another opportunity for the Lobos on a corner kick. Send it in.
Oh, your
low,
favorite.
And it worked. It gets in.
Go!
There you go. Lobo goal.
You called that, didn't you? Well done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to send it in low and kind of let it ping pong. So let's see who has it. There it is. There's a little run. Everybody's just crashing in, and that's Jordan Hall. He finally gets one to go in for him. He's done a lot of work here, and there it is, just trying to create not enough defenders for the Cougars.
Another left-footed goal.
And Jordan Hall comes in to make it 2-0 for the Lobos.
My favorite for the player of the game so far.
Absolutely. That's the Sports Zone Radio player of the game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center.
My former alma mater.
Now, if you're the Cougars.
I don't know if you saw that.
I did. I saw that. Well, that was nice. You don't
see that very often.
No. But the Cougars got to become aggressive now. You're going to have to go after, put pressure on the Lobos.
What do you notice on defense here, Mr. Brown?
Well, they got 3.
Another flip throwing.
Flip throwing. Nice, all the way into the box.
Well, you can't
opportunity, but not.
More ping-ponging.
More ping-ponging. Can't quite get it.
Is that a word?
Cougar ball.
Here's replay on it.
Here's your replay for that.
That takes so much strength and coordination.
And here's just your basic throw-in. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that would be presented by Ace Hardware then, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Hey, everything for your basic needs.
That's right.
So here's a corner kick for the Show Low Cougars. I believe it's their only second one of the night.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Lobos have outdone them in the corner kicks. I think it's 10-2. And here's a little breakaway counter strike.
Opposite side of the field is wide open.
He's got. He's going to continue down. He gets it past.
See if there's
defender.
a cross that's made here.
He's going to take it all the way. Shoot. Just
wide. My
My
goodness.
Nice job right there. I think that's Langstrom, right, Seth?
Fantastic individual
Lancaster.
effort.
Seth Lancaster right there all the way down.
That's impressive.
With a shot just wide.
Good settle.
You know, again, with a 2-0 lead, most teams, that's when they start to sit. And they try to possess the ball, but not the Lobos. Keep attacking. And I like it.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Show Low then counters. At that juncture, if you lose 2-0 or 5-0, it doesn't matter. You might at that juncture start throwing up even one more defender, dropping down to 2 defenders.
Right?
I would.
Lobos continue on. You're going to have the throw in. Just under 34 minutes in this first half. The Lobos scored 2 minutes in on a corner kick. That was Jordan Hall. Here's control by the Lobos to the outside. Try to bring it in. Knocked out by the Cougar defender. I also think when you put this pressure like the Lobos are, it doesn't allow the Cougars to have a counter strike. It doesn't allow because you're putting pressure on them. So you look right now, and the Cougars have virtually everybody back except for 2.
Right.
You know, and when you're down 2-0, you want more people up front.
Yeah.
But by being aggressive and staying aggressive, the Lobos aren't allowing that to do it. And we have a corner kick once again. It gets through, but no one there to take advantage. Cougars going to send it up. See if they can counter strike here. He's going to try to
nice little
switch
soul
the
roll.
field.
Yeah, that's good play. A little pressure from behind. They're letting them play. Like it.
Yep. And again, let's see if they send it. They do. Not quite. Could not quite get past the defender. Cougars will send it. This is the problem when you start just sticking out your leg. You don't know where the ball's going to go. And here's the Cougars with the opportunity down the side. They're going to put it in the middle. Nobody there. Coolish tried to get there, but the defender was there also. Knocked it away. And this is the problem because you only had 2 guys on the attack.
Right. They've got to push up their midfield.
Especially when you have control like that.
Right.
You know, when you have control and you've got the advantage and the player's got it and he's on the side, you've got to push toward the middle more than just the one.
Sometimes it comes down to having numbers at midfield.
Lobos will try to switch fields. They're able to save it, but kicked out. Nope, he was unable to save it. It'll be a Cougar throw-in. I just think when you see that, and that was, I believe that was Alexis Carreno that had it. You've got to send more than just one. I mean, Coolish is on the other side and he's coming to the middle, but you got to have your midfield come up and you got to take it.
Right. Well, there's a contrast in what's happening on the field. We both had, we just had a look at both sidelines. The coaches, Snowflake, relaxed, laughing, enjoying themselves. Show Low's feeling the pressure.
Yeah,
but one goal just changes everything because then it comes down to a penalty in the box or whatever. So this, as what happened with the last week, 2 weeks ago with the girls, that third goal is what makes the difference because you go to a 3-0 situation, pretty much it's over for Show Low. But you get one goal and you get 2-1 game, all of a sudden lights on. Everybody's excited. So this next goal will be very telling.
It'll be goal kick for the Lobos. So you send it to the middle, see if they can control it. And they're able to get it. He's going to send it wide. And there's the Lobos going on the wide, getting it across.
Wow.
Nice cross.
Just opportunity after opportunity after.
Again,
looking good.
When you're the aggressor, you're going to get those bounces.
Right.
And right there, nice job by Ryder Hall. I think that's the second really good cross by Hall.
I liked how he trapped a space in front of him. That was really nice settle. Good turn.
Well, right now, for Show Low, it's 2-on-4, 2-on-5. The Snowflake's playing 3 defenders back, but
they got 2 defending midfielders back too.
Well, I was going to say because they're
really 5-on-1.
Right, and because the Cougars are so wide with their attackers, it's like you got one guy in the middle and then he's going against 3.
Right, and we haven't. It's not like Show Low's been playing outside in. I don't know why. It does create more passing lanes. I will say that it opens the field a little more.
Well, we've got just under 30 minutes here in the second half. Snowflake Lobos 2, Show Low Cougars 0. And there's a shot just over the crossbar.
Pretty close.
I like that shot. That was a good shot right there by Show Low. That was number 20, Calvin Morgan right there with an attempt.
If you look at the percentages of goals that are scored from, say, 25 to 35 yards, statistically it's, something like 7 or 8% at best. So we really discouraged it. But, at this level, you don't have 6'5" keepers either.
Of course you did. You don't want people to attack. You don't want people to try to score. You know what they say. If you don't shoot, you don't score.
Right.
No, I agree. I agree. There's certain ranges, but it also depends on the player and the circumstances. Obviously, Morgan right there, he's got the leg, and he put it on, and it was either gonna be a little high or the goalie's gonna have to make a save, and you might get a corner kick out of it. Others, it's like they just send it, and it's 10 feet over the goal, and you're like, okay, maybe we should have just calmed it down. But I think right now in this instance for the Cougars, if you've got someone and they feel comfortable in taking that, you take it. Because you have not been able to really get much going offensively.
Yeah. What are their shots on goal so far? Total of?
I think 4.
4.
Compared to 9 for the Lobos. And part of that, though, is you got to give credit to the Lobos because they've kept the pressure on the Cougars' side of the pitch. And when you're back there trying to defend, you're unable to take advantage and go forth and put pressure on the Lobos defenders.
The unusual thing is typically that comes down to who's first to the ball. The 50-50 balls, the faster, more aggressive team typically will benefit from that. But tonight, it's been more just a complete lack of connecting the passes. I venture Show Low has probably got around a 40% connection rate. And that's just, you can't have that. It's got to be 50, 60% at minimum.
I think you're going with a little higher number.
You'd like to see it higher?
No, I'm saying I think your guess of 40% is a little high.
Well, yeah, could be.
They're not connecting on a lot of their passes.
I just know Coach Brumfield's not going to be happy when he goes back through that video.
No, and you know, everybody plays everybody differently, but I know we always like to play that game of, hey, who's the common opponent and how'd they do?
Right.
Well, Snowflake and Show Low both played Payson. One was victorious and one wasn't. Here's a shot. Nice. Right on the goalkeeper. Show Low was victorious 4-0. The Lobos were defeated 4-1.
Wow. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes now you take that common opponent and you're like, well, what happened that game?
Well, I wonder if the Snowflake Payson game was it in Payson?
I could not tell you.
Because they play on artificial turf, and it's usually a much smaller field over there. It's a different style of soccer. It's almost like playing on a basketball court.
Right. It's a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
A lot faster than
different
the grass field.
different style of soccer altogether. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're Payson, that's what you want, because if you make the championship game, it's going to be on turf.
And I really do think that's been a problem for the White Mountain teams. We are not what we have got one of the biggest fields, if not the biggest grass field in the state that you're watching tonight. And when they get down there, the turf is faster, the field's much smaller. It's just a completely different looking game.
Well, and the ball bounces differently. It's the ball comes off faster. You can shoot instead of high. You can actually do where you want to skip it off the turf.
Right. Not to mention it's hot.
Right. And here's the Cougars right now, starting to show some aggressiveness.
They are.
They are starting to get the possession on the Lobos side of the pitch. They've been able to take a shot and at least put pressure on the Lobo goalie, Sebastian Lopez. So there you go. You just kick it out to your teammates and let them do something with it instead of kicking it right to the out of bounds and letting the other team throw it in.
I just know Show Low looks like they dropped into a sweeper. So I'm guessing that they're pushing their players up a little. That might explain the difference in attack.
So I'm kind of curious, what was that call? I mean, we're going to get a free kick for the Cougars.
I'm kind of wondering the same thing.
I didn't see anything.
Seven's wondering too.
I mean, he got the ball. The Cougar got the ball, and he was just two defenders. He couldn't get through it. I didn't see anything.
It's typically not an ideal spot.
But here's going to be a shot
because
on
of
goal.
That.
Yeah.
Because of
well,
that.
that is where you don't take a shot on goal.
I agree.
You've got to go wide. At least in my mind, you got to go wide, or you try to chip it short and allow your players to get it. It's to me, it's like almost like you either go wide or you do like a Hail Mary where the receiver stays short and they kind of tip it to him, and then you have the shot. You take a shot like that, that is way too easy. That's one of the easiest things a goalie's going to be able to make a save.
Absolutely. I can tell you as a former goalie, we love that when that occurred.
And here's the Lobos going down the side. See if they can get around the defender. And he's able to get the ball out and get it. Maybe a little counter strike here by the Cougars. They're going to send it deep. They've got somebody.
They have been offsides, but they didn't call it.
And here's a shot. It's going to be up and over. See, like, and that, I just think you're just, it's like, hey, I'm shooting to shoot because I've got an opportunity. Again, that's a difficult shot to make already. And
he's a real good player. I know him.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But that's a collegiate level shot.
Right.
Right.
And that's a shot that you're going to have to. But in this atmosphere, that's not a shot that's going to allow you to get a rebound.
Right.
Or hey, you've got the guy beat. Why not try to do it or try to set something up so that you can have maybe a shot in the middle?
Well, the thing that I noticed,
a better quality shot, I should say, a better quality shot.
The thing that I noticed and bothered me most was the fact that there was really nobody crashing.
Right.
Where the attacking mids? Where are the wings? Opposite side.
Well, the Cougars have been much better at forcing the action. Here's another opportunity.
Call that letting the ball run. That was smart.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, they've been letting it go all day long.
Fans are getting excited.
Well, he's just using the body a little bit. Again, they haven't called it all day long. Yeah. And again, they've allowed,
that was pushing from behind. That could have easily been called, though.
It could have.
But you're right. They've been letting them go pretty much the entire game.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just like in basketball. We all know, you don't like it where the refs call a certain game in the first half, they let everything go, and then in the second half, they're calling everything.
Right.
You want the same flow. And the thing is that, you know what, in the end, I'll tell you right now that this is good for both teams. Here's a shot by Show Low. They have gotten more shots here in the second half. They've become aggressive. Of course, you have to when you're down 2-0, and we have 20 minutes left in the second half. But what I was going to say, Carter, is by these refs allowing them to be a little bit more physical than maybe both sides are used to, I believe it's a benefit because Chino Valley and those type of teams are very aggressive
and pacing.
And if you're not used to it,
right,
come playoffs when it's not called,
right,
and it's on you, and you're being the one that's being, the less physical, it takes you out of your game.
Right, absolutely.
And so I like that they're allowing this to happen because this is what you're going to see in the playoffs.
No, I would say this has been very well reffed.
And I think it's been fair both sides.
Yeah.
Fair both sides.
We just got an update from Blue Ridge. Tatum Moore just scored a goal, and apparently it was quite the long, very hard shot. But Show Low girls are up 3-1. That's going to be a change for the standings, state rankings, I suspect.
The Lobos looking for some help with the penalty, but hey,
they've been letting them play.
Here's what I like. These refs have taken the old playground mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're not bleeding, it's not foul. No blood, no foul. No blood, no foul. So here's
you're from Tucson. Does that include knives? Or?
That's right. Hey, again, no blood, no foul. So Cougars with a free kick.
Yeah, I think they've done a pretty fair job today. Well, let's see if he throws it right at the keeper again or it gets a little more creative here.
He's trying to go wide.
Yeah, that was a little better.
Yep.
Outcome was the same, job. But
yeah. But that time the defender had to make a play.
Right, and you had an opportunity for something to ping-pong in there, as you like to say. There's a nice little build. And again, failed to connect on a pass. This is just going to... Coach Andrew's not going to be happy about this.
Lobo throw in. Coming back. It'll be a free kick for the Lobos. Here's an opportunity for the Lobos here to send something toward the goalkeeper of the Cougars.
That's Drew Brubaker that's taking this ball. Drew is the son of Anna Brubaker, who is the longtime Snowflake girls coach. I'd say he's well-versed in soccer.
He should be.
Yep.
He should be. And if he's not, he's going to hear it from Mom, that's for sure.
That's right. I remember discussing with her the ODP, or the Olympic Development Program book, and I know she loves the tactical side of soccer. It's fantastic. You know, the other one is Lynn Johnson. We don't give him enough credit.
From Snowflake?
From Snowflake. He's a physical therapist over there who worked at the track team, and they are just another level of an athlete over there.
Here's your throw-in. Now that's a throw-in.
That's a throw-in.
That's a throw-in right there. A little fight for it. Who is it going to be? Oh, that's going to be Lobos. Nope.
I thought it was Show Low, too.
I did, too, but the ball boy threw it right to the white shirt. So, all right, here you go. We're going to have another one. Here's your throw-in.
But again, Show Low's not pushing up hard enough. You know, you're getting down to 15 minutes left in the game. You need to start putting some bodies up in the box. It looked like a handball.
I will say that if we had to critique the refs on anything, it is probably the amount of handballs that have not been called.
They probably missed 2.
Yeah.
We might be generous on it.
Here's the Lobos right now. They're going to kick it up in the middle.
They are well-versed in chip passing. I am pretty impressed with that. They've been accurate. They've been well. It's the right pace, the right arc.
Well, up until the Cougars being down 2-0, not only have the Lobos been the aggressor, but they've out-hustled the Cougars. And we've seen it even now, despite the spurts from the Cougar Football Club. Football Club. We're here recently. They still are getting to those 50-50 balls a lot faster than the Cougars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. Whether that's conditioning or speed, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little both.
Well, it could be a little bit both, but again, I think it's just because they've been the aggressor.
Right.
I think typically the 50-50 balls go to the more aggressive team.
Generally speaking.
And that's what the Snowflake Lobos have been.
Right. Now, I do know that both coaches, at least I know Show Low does, and I think the Snowflake coach as well, they teach something called second ball, where a long kick, you take it off the other team as they are trying to settle the ball. You let that get away from them 4 or 5 yards, and you snatch the ball away from them. So you let them do all the work, basically. And I know both. Show Low has done it for years, and to the best of my knowledge, I think I've seen Snowflake work on that as well. One of those arts. The dark arts.
Look, I think if it's something that you can teach and are able to execute, it is a tremendous art to have.
Well,
that would be a little push right there.
That would be a pretty easy call.
But see,
little sportsmanship.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. But I mean, like right there, they called the obvious. I mean, that was obvious.
Right.
So
he knew it. He knew it.
Exactly. So, they've been very good here tonight. The refs. Here's a shot that.
And I was going to say, they got to call that high kick.
Yep.
I wonder if he got injured. He called for a sub. And again, a little sportsmanship over there.
Well, I thought, he's going to go down and they're going to try to check on him and see.
It looked like he took that.
He took it to the side of the head.
Yeah.
He took it to the side of the head. Now, Carter, because you've coached at this level, and yes, I assisted you the 1 year, your best year. Oh, I'm not saying, I'm just kidding. But no, I was going to say that is a card, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm surprised, but it could be. Could it
it's
not be
borderline
a red?
Right?
Okay, and that was my question.
Yeah, that probably was a red.
Because that's a cleat.
Yep.
Oh no! You know what? They left it to the fan. They gave it to the fan, not to the Lobo. They gave the fan to the Show Low Cougar fan. They gave a yellow card to the Show Low Cougar fan, and they just asked him to leave. But I don't think they gave the yellow to the Lobo player.
Now they're calling the coach out. Take a look at him.
Now I saw that again. He pulled a yellow card, but he was showing to the fan of the Cougars, and then he pointed toward the exit. And I think it's because it could be number 22's dad, maybe. That was Kai Merrill. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be
obviously
anybody.
it could have been probably more likely a a parent because that was their kid, and he's like, hey, how come this isn't happening? Because I agree.
My
I
house.
thought it was automatic. I thought that was automatic with a high like that. That's automatic, at least a yellow. And I thought
if
maybe
it's a dangerous situation, usually they'll call red on that. But, you always got to worry about the mama bears coming out too.
Right.
Yeah. I've seen Kim.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You didn't tell us about North Carolina.
Oh, that's all right. We're getting into the game right now.
All right.
No, we're getting into a game. Just trying to see. Let's see. 2, 4. I'm just trying to count the Lobos.
Yeah, they got 11 on.
Well, it was number 15. That was the coach's, the lady Lobos coach son.
And Drew Baker's son?
Yeah, Drew Baker, was
and
the one with the high foot.
The thing is, I don't think there was any harm intended whatsoever.
No, but it's just as long as you have that foot up.
But, yeah, you are responsible for maintaining your body control.
Correct. It's just like if the goalie goes down to save the ball and you're trying to kick it,
right?
You're going to get called.
Yeah. It's at that juncture. It's pretty much like an NFL quarterback that's making $250 million. Even if they're 5'10" and playing in Arizona, you still got to protect them.
Well, I don't know if the Cardinals want to protect theirs
anymore.
My
goodness. I'm not sure I should make any comments on that, Mr. Brown.
You could, because your Vikings are
How about
tearing
that?
it up.
How about that?
Tearing it up. Goal.
I've got a friend of mine that I actually golfed with today was at the
Packers-Vikings
game, right? And
he
said it was pretty sad the entire game in the stands.
I'm sure it was. Here was a offensive mount by the Cougars, but it's going to be counterstruck by the Lobos, sending it deep, and the goalie is going to get it and throw it back out. You're going to have to hurry up if you're the Cougars.
Yep, they're going to need to start throwing bodies forward.
Now, after the injury timeout, they added time to the clock, and so there's just under 12 minutes here in the second half. Your score is the Lobos 2, Cougars 0 in this Key 3A East region game presented by Sports Zone Radio. Game of the week with help from Cell One and Byron Clark.
No, for those fans out there watching, the clock that we have up and the clock at the field are not the official clocks. The referee will have basically a watch on them, and they will call it as they see fit.
So in this Key 3A East region game, both teams come in undefeated. Both teams have 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
The Cougars are ranked higher based on the more games that they've played. They're 8-1. The Lobos are 4-2. And again, the common opponent, the Payson Longhorns, the Show Low Cougars beat 4-0, and the Lobos lost
to
Longhorns 4-1. And Payson's in the other region, so for all our local fans that are like, hey, I thought Payson was part of 3 East. They are not anymore.
Nope.
And here's a little attack by the Cougars.
Slide tackle.
That's a nice slide tackle.
They must practice that.
Well, again, but they do it correctly.
They do.
There's plenty of time, and he went for the ball, got the ball first, in case people are like, oh, he took the player down. No, as long as you get to the ball first and you play the ball before the opposing player does, it is not a foul.
Right.
Despite what some refs think. And here's the Lobos again on the counter strike. Just not quite get there. Again, I like it because they're being aggressive and they're not allowing the Cougars to mount their own.
I do like the defensive change that Solo did, though, when they threw back a sweeper now. And that's like the second or third one that he's broken up by playing 10 yards deeper.
Well, I wonder if that might be something moving forward for Show Low. This could be something that they may need to go to against some of the other East region teams.
Right. And again, he was there waiting for that. That being said, you've got to move those outside defenders up, and they've got to become midfielders at this juncture of the game.
Yeah, you got to put pressure. You got to get – it's basically like in hockey. Toward the end of the game with about 2 minutes left, and they go to the empty net when they pull the goalie, so they have the extra attacker, so you have a 6'5" man advantage, And that's exactly what you're going to have to do if you're Show Low. You're going to have to hey, we're going to play with 2 defenders, and we got to start getting up front and controlling this.
Yeah, we've got 9 minutes left on the clock on the field. I know it shows 8:27 locked up on our screen, but
well, again, as you mentioned, these are just times that we're going to associate with, but the official time is what the referee has down on the field right there in the blue shirt, just outside the picture. So, but Cougars, nonetheless, don't have a lot of time in this game. They're down 2-0, and they have got to mount an offensive attack and cannot be sitting back. Right now, you look, okay, this is what Carter's talking about. We don't have a camera view, but Show Low's got 3 defenders back, 2 in midfield, 1 as a sweeper behind them. And Snowflake's only got 1 guy on the offensive attack. You've got to send those 2 up to try to get this ball and control it and send it to the box.
Yeah, at this juncture, there's no harm in getting another goal against you. Just start sending bodies up and move on.
Yes.
And they really could just get by with 2 defenders when they do that. Just put 1 in front of 1 behind him.
Cougars have been doing a nice job, but unfortunately got taken away. And now the Lobos are going to send it up, and they're going to have their own counter strike. And they're going to send it forward. That's Brubaker. Oh, the sweeper, as you said, Carter, with a nice defensive play to break that up because they had someone going on the outside. I think that was probably Lancaster if that pass goes through.
That young man's played a lot of club soccer in his lifetime.
But again, you got to move him up. Start pressing. Got to start pressing.
Oh. Well, now this is a little more interesting depth on this free kick. 30 yards out, give or take, 35. If I'm a betting man, I'm saying this goes right to the keeper. Or over.
This is where, again, you got to have a set piece to me.
Yes, you do. Yeah, it should work outside in or something over the top with a chip pass, but not that.
Nope. Or if you could bend it like Beckham, go for it.
Sure. Or Messi, apparently.
Or Messi. But again, that's just a wasted opportunity. That's a low percentage shot that you took and that you basically gave the Lobos possession.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lobos,
not sure how they.
Yeah, I didn't think that ball crossed. I thought he played it from the out of bounds, which you can do.
So in soccer, the ball has to be completely out of the plane of the line. It's not just making contact with the line. For our fans out there, not quite as familiar. That didn't look, at least from our angle.
No, but I don't know if they called it because the player was out of bounds when he played it, but you can.
Yeah, as long as the ball stays in bounds.
Exactly.
I'm not. But, in all fairness, ref was right there, and he was right on the line. Here's a shot.
Here's an opportunity for the Show Low Cougars. Again, here it is. A defender for the Lobos just out-hustling the Cougar player for that ball. And here's the Lobos, again, going to counter-strike. But again, like on that was a 50-50 ball. That should have been controlled by the Cougars. And they allowed the Lobo defender.
A little confusion there.
No, not confusion. You can call it what you want there, Carter. Here's a shot outside the goal. That was kind of like in your face kind of a deal.
Uh-huh. I can see why they got Brubaker up top, though. He's got some height to him, doesn't he?
He does.
He's fast.
He's sent in two nice balls.
Yeah, they can't push him around. I just got an update from Blue Ridge, and there is no change in the score. Still 3-1 up there.
We're going to have a corner kick by Show Low. Just under 5 minutes. Here left in the second half. No, we got a little time for injury. Not sure who that is. It's being helped off the field. I want to say 16, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's number 13, Ben Trent. Nope. What is that? 14.
Yeah.
14, Rhett Hips. Rhett Hips. It's being helped off.
No, nice little hand from the fans.
Corner kick for the Cougars coming up.
You know, the fans stayed to the last minute. You didn't see people start piling out here. Got to be impressed.
Wow.
Oh.
How did that just be able to be played? Nice job by the goalie there. I'm not sure exactly how that stayed. Oh, they're going to call it goalie kick. So I think it did go onto the net. It came. I think they're going to say that it didn't cross the plane. It was on that side of the crossbar.
Got to push from behind there. Wow. That was blatant. Update from Blue Ridge. Show Low girls up 4-1.
Well, I asked
As
earlier
expected.
about the rankings, and it is the Show Low Lady Cougars ranked number 1 with Northland Prep number 2.
They are ranked number 1. Wow. Well, that's only going to go up because Blue Ridge is ranked what? 4. So that's going to be a good win for Show Low up in Blue Ridge. That counts.
Here's a little shot forward, grabbed by the goalie of the Cougars, sending it up.
Yeah, that looked like a handball to me.
Little 50-50 situation done by the Lobos. Not quite. Did they get it? Nice little slide tackle to gain possession. Here's a shot.
Great shot.
Saved by the goalie. Rebound.
Whoa!
Another save by Xavier Sherman.
I'll tell you what, if this was a 0-0 game, he'd be player of the game. He's played really well.
Wow. 2 great saves by Xavier Sherman right there. And then on the rebound to get there.
Hit the post.
He caught, well, yeah, but because of his hustle, he caused the shot to be wide.
Yep.
And here's a shot. Header wide. Again, Lobos on the defensive.
Here's the replay. Yeah, a couple feet wide.
That's Till Hatch with the header. And again, just because you're doing this as the Lobos,
That
you're
might be
keeping the
offsides.
Show Low.
No, he called it.
You're keeping Show Low unable to mount an attack. Cougars just probably under a minute left in the second half. They're down 2 goals. They got to hurry up.
Yeah, you need to move, Sunshine.
I think barring a miracle here, I think the Lobos, and here's a shot by the Cougars. That's going to be almost headed by the Cougars. Kind of ricochet off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, if you're the goalkeeper, you get to take as much time as you want before you kick this ball.
Well, within reason, I think.
Oh, well,
seconds.
there we go.
There we go.
That's the game. Lobos come out victorious on the Show Low Cougars home pitch here tonight in this 3A East Key Region game. Snowflake 2, Show Low 0.
And I would say a well-deserved win.
Very much well-deserved win. They were the aggressor. They were probably the better team here tonight that we saw by both sides. They came off right off the bat, and that first half kept the time of possession, the majority of the time of the possession on Show Low's side of the pitch, and then in the second half really got that key second goal very early on in the second half, and was able to continue to be the aggressor, the attacker, and not allow the Cougars any type of momentum or time to mount an offensive attack until the end when Show Low was able to start putting pressure on the Snowflake Lobos, but by then it was a little
late.
Too late.
Right. Nice clean game. If you're a fan of soccer, it was well played.
Well, and the reason why, you got to give credit to the refs, because anytime there's a clean game being played, like we saw tonight, it's because the refs aren't slowing down the game by calling every little, what I call ticky-tack foul.
Right.
I mean, they allowed whatever they didn't call throughout the game.
Right.
And whatever they did call, they called it consistently.
Yep.
And when you have that by the refs, you allow the game to have a certain flow. And here tonight we had a great flowing game by both sides.
Very entertaining.
And,
lots of shots.
Great job by the Cougars goalie right there. Xavier Sherman came up with 2 great goal saves toward the end there. And in the beginning had 3 very great saves that kept it at 1-0. And so, great job by Xavier Sherman. But also, got to give credit to the Snowflake Lobos. It just wasn't a individual performance here tonight. It was a true team performance by the Lobos tonight.
Starting with the defense through the midfield to the top. It was just really, really nicely played. And I'll be anxious to see them play in the playoffs against Chino if they get that far.
Well, this victory will go a long way. Toward that ultimate goal of making the playoffs. I believe in the boys, it's 8 teams, as opposed to the girls where it's only 6.
I think it's 10. And the top 2 might be. I believe it's 10, and 2 teams get a bye in the first round, if I remember correctly.
Well, this is definitely the opportunity for the Lobos here. With this victory, propels them to be 3-0 in the region.
Right.
Show Low now is 2-1, and I believe this is the only game between the 2.
Right.
Okay, so there isn't going to be a rematch.
This is going to be
so this is the Snowflake Lobos have a game up on the Show Low Cougars.
This is going to be a substantial swing in the rankings for the state. No doubt about it.
Well, not just out, but again, like in the girls,
who, by the way, the Show Low girls are up 5-1 now.
5-1. Yes. Again, gotta like the aggressiveness. Gotta like the aggressive. Don't be content. But just like in the girls' soccer that we talked about a few weeks back on that game, I believe at the boys, again, you win your region, you automatic.
Right.
You automatically get the bye.
Yep.
Okay, you win your division, you get the bye. So this goes a long way again for the Snowflake Lobos.
Yeah, on that particular week, they end up playing a lot of games. They play them down in heat. They have issues with the potential injuries. It's just one less injury you have to worry about when you get that bye. So, yeah, congrats to Snowflake on this one.
Well, you've been listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Cell One, with the help of Byron Clark here tonight, that has helped us here tonight to be able to broadcast and make this game possible for both Show Low and Snowflake, and for the parents that are able to watch and the fans. And before we get to our Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Cell One.
All right, ladies, buckle up. First drive in my new 2024 Toyota RAV4 from Hatch Toyota.
Very cool ride. It has those awesome safety features and a huge touchscreen.
Look at all this room. Perfect for taking my kids and their friends to practice.
I know, right? Plus, the payments are only $359 a month. It's such a great deal.
Did you trade in your own car or what?
I did. I got $2,500 for it during Hatch Toyota's Push, Pull, or Drag event.
$2,500 and a new RAV4 for $359 a month? Sweet deal.
Ready for a new ride? Visit Hatch Toyota's Push, Pull, or Drag event. Get a guaranteed minimum of $2,500 for your trade, no matter its condition. Drive away in a 2024 Toyota RAV4 with payments starting at just $359 a month. Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and online at hatchtoyota.com. On approved credit plus tax, title, license, $599 documentation, and $210 fees. Must have a clean title. Lease for 36 months with $29.99 to its signing. Cannot be combined with other offers.
This could be your best vacation ever. Start with 2 nights at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Then add 2 premium tickets to see Mr. Garth Brooks live at Caesar's Palace the first night you're there. And if that's not enough, let's add 2 tickets to the National Finals Rodeo the very next night. What? When you choose Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint to replace your insured windshield, everyone gets steak dinner for 2 at Cattleman's Steakhouse and 2 movie tickets. And right now, everyone, cash or insurance, gets their name put in the hat to win a vacation they will never forget. 2 front section tickets to see Garth Brooks live at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. And 2 tickets the next night to see the National Finals Rodeo. If you have a broken windshield, you know the jingle.
536-597. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Cash back to you. Woohoo!
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
And welcome back to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Cell One. And it was here tonight in a key 3A East region game at the Show Low pitch between Show Low Cougars versus the Snowflake Lobos. And the Lobos were victorious here tonight over the Cougars 2-0. And right there on camera, we have the Sports Zone Player of the Game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, and that is Jordan Hall. Jordan, how you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Hey, tell us, what was the mindset going into this game? Because right off the bat, you guys seemed like you guys were the aggressor. You guys really took it to Show Low in the beginning. You were able to put pressure, start shots early on goal, but really in that first half, out of the 40-minute first half, you had time of possession about 30 minutes in their pitch.
Yeah, I mean, we came off a tough loss against Payson, and just the next few days at practice, everyone kind of just banded together, and we decided we really wanted this. We really wanted it this year, and we took a nice win off of Holbrook yesterday, and we're just riding that momentum.
What happened at Payson?
Just a bit of an off game. Our passing wasn't quite up to speed. That's about it.
Huh. So we were watching a lot of nice slide tackles today. That was fun to watch. I out of curiosity, do you guys work on that in practice?
No, to be completely honest, I was really surprised myself. Our guys came out and they handled that ball real well.
Great passing. I'd like to see your passing percentage. There was a lot of connections today. Do you guys watch that after games or the next day?
Mostly we could just go over film individually, and everyone kind of comes together and we decide the things that we need to work on and fix.
Right. What are you looking forward to coming up?
Chino, of course.
Jordan, you were very busy in the middle of the field, getting possession and then allowing your teammates, feeding your teammates. How about were you able to see that great goal by your teammate that gave you the 1-0 lead, Chase Ballard? Were you able to see that? And if you did, can you describe that to us?
I mean, Chase played a heck of a game tonight. He saw that gap and he just took it, and our guys looking up, saw him, gave it right to him, and he finished it beautifully.
Yeah, and what was nice on that play is not only did he beat 3 defenders of the Cougar defense, but it was it was 2v1, right? It was 2v goalkeeper. I mean, the goalkeeper had no shot because basically if he goes toward Chase is feeding Lancaster because Lancaster's sitting in the middle wide open. And if the goalkeeper goes toward Lancaster, it's wide open. But you guys were really great with the aggressiveness here tonight. And then what I liked about it was on your goal, we've talked about Carter and myself. We're big on crashing. We like to use the basketball term crashing the boards. And right there was a perfect example for your goal of the night.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on it a lot. Our assistant coach, Paul Sunby, always yelling at us, reminding us, crash that ball every time it goes into the box. Got to be there.
Yeah, and I like the fact that we had 2 goals tonight. Both scored with the left foot.
Yep.
So that was great. So moving on, I know. Looking forward to you guys play Chino Valley a little later in the season, or is that more of the playoffs?
We'll play Chino next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. So.
And that'll be where?
In Chino.
Oh,
okay. Yeah,
Chino. Great game.
Chino's the number 1 team, and they're always tough, and so it's going to be a great game for you guys. How about tonight? The refs allowing you guys to be a little bit more physical than probably what you're normally used to. Do you think that's an advantage to you guys?
I believe so. I mean, me personally, I love it when the ref just lets us play. I love to get in there and just make contact. I love it.
Yeah, I thought, and I was talking to our analyst right here, Carter Anderson, about the refs allowing you to do this because it seems like in the past, when it comes to playoffs, the White Mountain teams aren't used to that physicality that is allowed in the state playoffs. And here tonight, I think you got a taste of what it's going to be like in the state. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, last year there was a lot of the ref just let us play in the state final, and I mean it kind of carries over, and so we were already in that mindset of just go.
Well, Jordan, I thank you here for taking our questions and speaking to our audience here, and congratulations. Jordan Hall, you are the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. Congratulations, Jordan. Go celebrate with your teammates.
Thank you.
Fantastic game.
And Carter, here tonight, we're looking at it. We're looking at it, the rankings before this game. Show Low number 3, Snowflake number 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be switched here tonight. But the key for Snowflake is not really the rankings. It's where you sit in the division, in the region.
Right.
And right now you've got the 1 game up because you're not getting because there are more teams being involved in the 3A conference that before you always played basically home and away.
Right.
Now there's so many teams that you only get 1 game.
Right.
And this was the big game for both teams to get a game up on the other side, and Snowflake comes away victorious 2-0.
And I don't see anybody in this region right now beating Snowflake. They should hold on to this.
Blue Ridge? Blue Ridge gave Show Low a game 4-3.
They did. Based upon what I saw here tonight, it'll be tough. It'll be a great game. I will say that, but.
Well, there it is by Carter Anderson. He has just put the Anderson curse on the Snowflake Lobos. So if they thought of any time of they thought they were going to go on and win this region, it's over.
Done.
It's over. Done. You got the Anderson curse. But here tonight, I would agree with that sentiment. I believe that if Snowflake continues to play like they did tonight.
Right.
Where they were the aggressor, and maintain that aggressiveness, I would say that they should win the 3A East region, and they can't have a letdown.
No.
Even I know they're looking forward to Chino Valley, and I know that's the big game.
Right.
But I've always thought of, and I know I tried to help you understand that sometimes. It's all about conference games. It's not about, hey, yeah, it's great that you want to beat, like for girls, to beat a Northland Prep.
Right.
And it does do you a lot of good if you do come away victorious. And if they beat Chino Valley, that's huge, and maybe get some number one ranking. But in the end, if you don't win your region, that win doesn't do you any good.
It's a much harder deal to come back through.
It's a much harder road,
Absolutely.
right? So you rather win your region, get the bye,
right,
and then also by winning your region, if Chino Valley, which most likely wins theirs, you don't meet until the championship game.
Right, man. They've got a great path right now, and they've got the team to do it. So I would love to see that championship stay on the mountain this year. That'd be great.
Well, maybe both boys and girls.
Absolutely.
This year.
There's a good shot of that.
Was that a final for the Show Low girls? At last score, it was 5-1. I'm going to go on the limb and say they won the game.
They did win 5-1.
I will say that they did win the game. And something for Show Low, the fans, because I know they may root for the boys, but they root for the girls also.
Right.
The Show Low girls are ranked number one.
They are. Yep.
So that win against Northland Prep, even though they lost earlier in the season, that propels them to the number one ranking. And so congratulations to the Show Low girls soccer team right now being number one.
Right, and they've got 3 games coming up against a little weaker side of the region. So they should go, I would think that they go 3-0 to finish out the season.
And again, for them, you win the region, you get the bye.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to play until the next round.
Right.
And that bye is huge, as you say, because sometimes with, throughout the season, bumps and bruises always carry forward, and you'd rather have that bye and get better and heal. And so here tonight, again, the Snowflake Lobos victorious over the Show Low Cougars, 2-0 on the Show Low Cougar pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And, Carter, I want to thank you. It was great doing the game again. This is Byron Brown for Carter Anderson. You've listened to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Cell One.
Y'all be blessed.